What is going on, you champions? That's right. Yes.
What up?
Podcast day. Two dudes talk music. Yes, it is I, Beer Buddy, aka or Kyle, aka the Beer Buddy, here with you with your boy Raph.
What's going on,
mate? How are yous? How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good. Pretty good. I got my trip to Sydney this weekend. Get to see you in person, which is gonna be fucking rad.
It is gonna be good, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, how about you, man? How you been?
Dude, I've been so good. I woke up this morning, as usual, when we do this. I wake up and I'm just like, oh, I'm ready. I'm pumped. I'm fired up.
I'm starting to feel it, man. I'm really starting to get excited for these podcast days, for sure. It's a lot of fun.
Well, man, it's even the lead up to it. Little chats and stuff in between.
Yeah.
It just tickles. But yeah, let's do it, man. You can introduce him.
All right. So this next gentleman, thank you again. He's come on real short notice for this one. I know we originally were going to have somebody else, but unfortunately work rosters and shit got in the way. So what we did was we hooked up an absolute legend. If you've been around the Sydney metal scene any time in about the last 15 fucking years, you're going to know who this dude is. You will have seen him. You will have seen his bands. Fucking, he's done all kinds of cool shit. Performed for fucking opening in support of multiple international bands, recording in the USA.
Seven Dust.
Fucking Seven Dust, Soilwork, Head PE, fucking, yeah. Let's bring him on, the man himself, KAZZY motherfucking KAGE!
Dude.
Hey guys, what's happening?
What's doing, brother?
Man,
Not much, what's happening?
Do we really appreciate you jumping on such short notice, eh? You're a lifesaver, boy.
Yeah. It's all good. You just interrupted my binge watching on Netflix, so it's no problem.
Oh, shit. What are you watching?
I'm actually watching Ballers on binge, so like the Rock's show or
Oh,
something.
shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Just started
Nice.
getting into that.
Nice. Are you still watching True Blood? I know you were watching True Blood.
Nah, man, I got to like, there was some stuff about fairies and and I'm just like, how did we go from like vampires to werewolves to dudes that shapeshift to fairies and witch? I'm like, nah, I'm out. I think what, season 4 or something?
Yeah. No, yeah, good choice. Good time to bail. Good time to bail.
Oh, man.
And
Right.
Bill Compton is a terrible vampire.
He's a dick.
Oh my god. Like,
He's a fucking dick.
Yeah, not a fan. Yeah.
Could say I've actually never watched any True Blood, so I can dodge
Yeah,
that.
no, don't waste your time, man. I don't know. What about music, man? Kyle, what have you been listening to?
Well, what have I... Well, dude, I don't know if you saw, but Butterfly Effect are going to be doing a tour with Thornhill later on this year. So I had the...
Was that announced a couple of weeks ago?
It was. And then Randy, Timmy, my homeboy, much love, buddy, he sent me a message and said volumes are coming out in August. So that's pretty much been my binge at the moment. Like I showed actually, because I want to take my wife to Butterfly Effect, so I put on a Margot today.
Oh,
yeah. And she's like,
hell.
we are so going to this. I'm like, oh, yeah.
yeah.
And Thornhill is just fucking
like,
amazing.
And Margot is so fucking underrated. Like that needs to get more attention on a global level. It's a fucking brilliant album. It's an absolute masterpiece of a rock album for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, man, Australian, like that prog metal-y sort of stuff, it just hits so much different to the American stuff. I love it.
Bro, I'm fucking back when I was like uni, like 2005 when I first heard Butterfly Effect, and I was like, yep, these guys are something special. Mm-hmm. They really are. So, yeah, always got time for some of them.
And then just, shit tons of volumes. That new album is just fucking on point. Just very good.
Nice.
What about yourself, man?
Me? Fuck, man. You know what? I have been so fucking busy lately. I really haven't had a lot of time to listen to much of anything other than our review album this time.
That was...
I've been so fucking swamped with work, fucking, multiple bands fucking going at once, trying to prepare for this, trying to get ready for my trip. Like, I've had music going, but it's usually just like real quiet in the background. So it's just been nothing specific that I've been listening to. It's just kind of fucking background shit while I've been trying to get ready for everything else that's going on.
Man, I can't wait to see you on the weekend.
Oh, it's going to be so fucking good. Going to be so good. I'm going to get fucking messy.
Yay. I can't wait to see that. Can't wait.
Me either.
I'm gonna get a photo. What about
absolutely.
you, Kaz? What have you been listening to, brother?
Man, like all sort of different stuff. Because like I don't spend too much time like after work listening to stuff, but because I start at 5 a.m. I normally have my headphones in for an hour or so before the store opens, so I put whatever random stuff comes on. So like it could be anything from like Shine Down to Devil Driver to
Ooh.
Hanson to Rihanna, like whatever. Just it's kind of cool because most people at work know me as like the metal guy or whatever, but you know, when they're walking past me and I've got my angry face on, but I'm rocking out to Umbop, they get a bit confused, you know. So
Yeah, it's like on the outside, you're like, on the inside, you're like,
that's 100% how it is. But lately, it's been Double Driver and Sunk Lotto because they're coming back out. So
yeah,
that stuff, like I said before, like there's something about Australian music, especially the stuff that we sort of
Grew up with.
we grew up on. It's just it does hit somewhere special, and it sort of takes you back to that time of when you remember what you were doing when you first listened to that album, or
Yep.
when you first met a friend or something. And yeah, so they're mainly the main ones, really. Devil Driver and then Sunk Lotto at the moment, really.
Nice.
fuck yeah,
Everyone's
Nice.
listening to
Shall we-
some good stuff. I like it.
yeah,
I like it.
yeah, some good stuff. Shall we take him to the news?
All right, let's do
'Cause
it.
we got a fucking doozy to start this one.
Oh, hold on. I'll get my notes. All right, let's do it.
The music news.
All right, my mouse. There we go.
I don't have to be like a naked weather girl or anything, do I?
Not yet.
I don't know, maybe we could try it and see if it boosts ratings. just pop a titty or something, you know. It will be.
Bit of side boob.
Oh, I love some
That's
side boob.
my side boob. All right, Kyle. Hit us. What's this one? What do you got for us?
All right. It finally happened. It finally happened. R. Kelly has officially been sentenced to 30 years in prison. 30 years.
Couldn't have
On the
happened
29th of June, he was sentenced to 30 years in prison and is ordered to pay a $100,000 fine. Allegations and accusations date back to the 90s. So we all know when that started, when the little wee wee incident happened and stuff like that. Yeah. 1994 when he pissed on someone. Straight up. He pissed on a minor. And it's all coming back to bite him on. It's officially coming back to bite him on the ass. They uncovered a sex tape from the year 2000. Yeah, where he's urinating on a 14-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like,
So I think we do. I think we all remember a lot of that from back in the day. Like, and I mean, I'll be honest. Until we were kind of researching for this, like putting together stuff for this story and reading about it, I hadn't known that he had married Alia when you know, like she was 15, he was like 27 or some shit. So that's fucked up.
yeah, there's a special kind of
As
name
it
for that.
is.
I don't know what it is. It's a pedophile, but it's something
well, that's
different.
it. You know, it's very wrong, is what it is.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, like, I mean, I guess what it comes down to is, you know, a lot of his victims were being paid hush money, and that's why they were keeping quiet for so long. But once his career declined, ran out of money, basically, to keep paying victims off. It's something about he was placed on suicide watch.
Yeah, Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. However, R. Kelly has sued the prison, claiming that this was a punitive measure. So even though he tried to commit suicide and they put him on suicide watch, he's saying that it wasn't good enough. The guy's got no money. He has been broke for a long time, trying to fight these allegations and stuff like that. And it's a good thing. Finally, he's officially pissed his career up the wall.
A little bit of justice finally, and I think there's more charges, more trials ahead for him still.
Man,
I think
there is. He's actually got more allegations that have come through from what I've seen, and they've turned around and I think it's something up to like 30 different allegations, and it all stems back from the 90s up until whenever he got.
So I mean, look, I think, you know, for people that had to endure this kind of treatment, I think it's fair to say that for some people, no amount of time is enough
Or
for
money.
times like this. No amount of time or money can really do justice for what's been committed here. But look, given R. Kelly's age, 30 years, that's basically going to be the rest of his life.
Yep.
At this point.
He ain't coming out of it unscathed either. If it's still the way it is with.
Yeah, and I mean, if he ends up, the thing is, I know he's not rich necessarily anymore, but he's still famous, so he's probably going to get not be in Gen Pop a lot. But he'll. I think if he is, people that get charged with this kind of stuff, when they go into prison, regardless of who they are, they get targeted. So.
Oh yeah.
I think it's safe to say that he's done. And I hope that, I'll be honest, I hope we never hear from him again.
Yeah.
Yep. Remix to Ignition.
It's pretty heavy stuff.
Hot and fresh in the jailhouse.
It kind of makes like watching Space Jam a bit hard at times too, like when the song comes on, because we were all kids when that came out, and everybody loved that song. And then you find out this guy is what this guy is, and like I knew he married her, but I actually didn't know that she was that age at the time. Like, because when you're young and you hear that people are married, you don't actually assume.
You don't think about it.
It's just she's old enough to be married. So
it's wild. So pretty heavy stuff to start off with, but we wanted to get that out of the way and then move on to better stuff but we feel it's important because it's a major story that ties into the music industry, and I think it's very, very important that people like that get what's coming to them. So
it just goes to show you,
Frank,
doesn't matter who you are.
absolutely, Frank. Well, I think we're all happy to see. We're obviously horrified that these things happen in the first place, but I think it's good that there's finally some justice for those victims. So anyway, let's move on from a disgusting topic to one that's just
semi-disgusting,
makes us a little bit angry.
It's pretty
a little bit angry
disgusting.
as musicians. So big story in terms of music lawsuits. So in Brazil, major music industry legal action taking place against music services that are infringing on copyright and streaming illegally, things like that. So it's called Operation 404, and it's a joint action by the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, Brazilian law enforcement, US and UK authorities, and Brazilian National Music Group, Pro Musica Brazil. Basically, what they're trying to do is target over 400 unlicensed music streaming apps that have collectively got more than 10 million downloads amongst the 400 apps. And these are basically like music streaming apps, music download apps.
Like
all
Napster.
of them illegal, all of them unlicensed.
It's like the Napsters. Remember Napster?
And basically, like in the previous efforts under Operation 404, they've managed to take out what's called streaming manipulation services, which is where, like, let's say Skunkbone releases a song. We want it to look like we're super important and getting a lot of attention, so we pay some company, and then they generate a whole bunch of artificial plays on streaming services that make it look like we've got all of this attention. Streaming service goes, oh, hey, these guys are getting lots of plays. Let's shove that in other people's faces on stuff, and away it goes.
I've met people that know people that have literally put nothing tracks out. It's like silence for 2 minutes, and they just manipulate. They have that many computers and stuff that they generate fundage.
Yeah,
it's so illegal.
It's really frustrating. I think as a musician, and as much as like, okay, we frown on Metallica for taking down Napster and everything like that, and music
fair, that was like the
streaming and stuff is like, all this stuff is like, there's piracy stems from
shipping too expensive.
The best way to reduce piracy is appropriately priced and convenient access to music. And I think that while streaming platforms do need to pay people a hell of a lot more for the music, legitimate streaming services are for the most part helping to reduce music piracy, which is overall a good thing. But when you get services like this, it obviously impacts a lot of stuff. So, here's hoping that they're able to take down a lot of these illegitimate services, and that the legal and legitimate services are able to operate affordably for the people, for the consumers in those markets, because that's going to be the best way to counteract this stuff.
100% it is. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
these streaming services make absolute billions, and serious billions of advertisement. And I'm a Spotify premium user. I don't like ads. Straight up. But in saying that, I pay. But the amount they generate just from ad revenue alone is in the hundreds or in the billions. We may not say hundreds of billions, if not hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
But what gets me with Spotify is that you still need a publisher to put your music on. You still need a middleman. You can't just upload your music onto Spotify. You still need a middleman in order to upload your music onto Spotify. It doesn't fucking make sense to me.
Yeah. But I mean, like that's obviously, not the. I mean, what they're talking about here is not the legitimate services. Obviously, we're talking about the illegal services. We're talking about, I can go on and download an app that's, it's obtaining, that is doing like an illegal download, and then they're just letting people just listen to it from there illegally, and no one, they are solely making the money for the app owner and nothing more. So, look, hopefully that's able to take down some of those, and that some more, legitimate markets are able to emerge there. But apparently, Brazil and in general, a lot of Southern American countries are pretty bad for this kind of stuff, from what I'm able to understand. So, let's hope that it cleans it up a bit, and
it has to. It has to clean it up.
The legitimate players are able to get in there, and the artists can get a bit more money. But yeah, let's bring it to a bit more local stuff. Let's try and cover some more local news. We've covered some more international stories. Let's get some more local news happening. Kyle,
bro,
we got
we have got a fucking hell of a tour announcement. And just before I get into it, just let us know if the sound's okay. Anyone out there? Just want to make sure everything's pearl, because this one is a big one. I've been actually, my missus actually asked, said, we got to get tickets to this one too. This is big.
Considering it.
Oh, dude, because I'm a fan of both. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are doing an Australian tour. Yeah.
And who's with them? Who are they touring with?
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Like, dude, like what gets me is Post Malone could sell out his own shows.
Oh yeah. 100%.
So it's gonna be like I guarantee this will be one of the quickest selling out shows in the history of Australian music. I reckon I could put money on that.
I would not be surprised if, Post Malone's doing this tour because he's a massive fan of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he wants to he's like, tour with the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Fuck yeah.
Who would say no to that? And that's one thing I've got to give mad respect to Post Malone, because like a lot of these SoundCloud rappers that came out, they're cut on a different level. They don't just rap. They appreciate rock. They appreciate the harder stuff, and they incorporate it into their stuff too. So like mad respect to Post Malone for coming out and actually doing the show, and because that's like the guy could, like I said, the guy could sell out his own shows.
He absolutely could. So what do we got? We got 21st of January at Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland.
Yep, we got the 26th. 26th of January at the the Forsyth Bar Stadium in Dunedin. Okay, you got the next one.
29th of January, Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane.
All right, then you got the 2nd of February, Accor Stadium in Sydney.
7th of February, Marvel Stadium in Melbourne.
And then we got the 12th of February, Optus Stadium, Perth. Like stadium, fucking everything.
Sadly, no love for Adelaide or Darwin or Hobart on this one, unfortunately. But,
get a bigger venue.
Mate, you're going to alienate our listeners. You're going to alienate our listeners from out there.
Well, you know what I don't get? You could have probably just
Adelaide. We had we had Kid Crusher on last
Yeah,
time,
that's
guys.
true.
Like, you gotta love us a bit, Adelaide,
Yeah.
please.
No, well, in all seriousness, why didn't they just put one on in the middle, in between them, and just do like a joint show at a massive...
I don't know. It's because...
Hey, I'm actually surprised Perth got a show, because Perth normally gets skipped all the time.
Yeah, Perth gets skipped. I mean, look, Brisbane gets skipped a lot these days as well. I've seen a lot of them come out and just do Sydney and Melbourne. So, yeah, glad that Brisbane and Perth are getting included there. Hopefully it's a sign of the times. Hopefully stuff's going to come back into swing and it's going to happen more often.
I'm wondering
tickets are available from Monday the 11th. That's this coming Monday through Live Nation. So if you're trying to get your tickets for that, Live Nation's where you want to go.
Man, I have a funny feeling they're going to be in like the 250, 300 mark. I reckon they're going to be like somewhere up there.
Oh, they'll be fucking pricey as shit, but people will pay it because we've not had tours, like international tours like this for a long time. So it's finally starting to open back up again. Like, we're seeing a lot of these announcements, and it's going to be it's going to be too many shows for most people to go to, I think. But hopefully, a lot of people are going to go out, and it's going to start to revitalize that market.
I'm still a bit pissed off about Deftones, but
yeah, what are you going to do? I mean,
man.
so well, okay. If you like your live shows, you like your live music, and you want to keep track of what's going on, and especially if you're a fan of festivals, music festivals, we got some shit for you. All right, so pay attention to this one.
Oh yeah, that is right.
New website. There's a new website that's launched called That Festival Site, www.thatfestivalsite.com, and it's launched and it's focusing on all things around Australian and New Zealand music festivals, past and present. So the idea is they launched in June and they want to be a sort of a one-stop shop for, lovers of music festivals to find all sorts of information about past music festivals as well as upcoming events.
So you can get the set list from like the 1999 Big Day Out.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Basically, they got data on.
That was
they
good.
gathered a whole bunch of data on more than 95 music festivals, covering over 900 lineups, 19,000 artists and performers across 30 years of music festivals.
Wow.
They cover everything from ticket prices, set times, lineups, festival maps, all sorts of shit like that. So if you like your Australian music history and you've been a big fan of music festivals, you want to go and check this site out. Going to be a whole bunch of nostalgia for people. I'm probably going to go and check it out and see like, oh, that's the first big day out I went to, and all the lineup there, and there's, how many of those bands did I actually see? It's also got a whole bunch of info as well on things like who's played the most often at different festivals, breakdowns of lineups by genre and artist, average ticket prices over time, artist histories. Now, one thing that I really like there is the average ticket prices over time, because if you want to go on there and go, right, what are these festivals charging now versus what they used to charge? How does that factor with inflation? Are they actually more expensive now, or is it just inflation? You can look, things like that.
People
and,
not paying their bills.
Mate, with the rant section is going to be full enough already. Okay? Please not get me started. Can you not give me another fucking thing to go off on, please? Now, while the goal for the moment is actually to focus just on Australia and New Zealand music festivals, they have said that the longer-term goal is to expand and include major international festivals in future, which I think is really cool too. So that basically means, in future we might get like, Woodstock lineups.
So you can feel bad about
lineup,
all the shit that you didn't get to go see.
all Download UK, Wakan, all these major, international music festivals. I'm hoping we can see that stuff included there. And I think it's a really, really good idea. I think a site like that's going to get a lot of attention, especially if they've got news and information on upcoming festivals. I think I've bookmarked it already, to be honest with you, and I'm definitely going to go and give it a really solid explore later on. What about you guys? I'm sure there'll be plenty of nostalgia on there for you guys too.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be interesting to see, like, how different the lineups are too, because like music sort of goes in cycles with what the flavor of the month is. So it'd be interesting to see, like, oh, this year this band's a headliner, and then someone completely different would be the next year, and it'd be definitely interesting to see how music has changed just by looking at lineups.
Oh,
100%.
Dude, could not agree more. Could not agree more. My big thing with that is like, so a couple of years ago, I got this email, right? And it was a Big Day Out email. And Big Day Out had been gone for ages. And it turns out it was one of my mates that organised this little shindig at his house. And he had like 6 different TVs set up all around his house. and he had like the metal stage, and he had the rock stage, and he had the boiler room, and like he had it mad set up in his house. And he went through from like the start of Big Day Out, of like when we sort of started going up until the last one, and downloaded sets from all the shows. And he brought out set lists, and we all sat there at the beginning of the day in his lounge room just sinking piss and just going, okay, well, I want to go see the chord set, the 19, like there was a
Love it.
So
I fucking love it.
We'll go on the
Kazzy, you need to hook that up before Saturday, okay? You need to hook that up at your place before Saturday night, yeah?
It's gonna be raging.
But bro, it was the best idea, and like I was like, it was just a little V symbol. You know what I'm talking about? The little V symbol in the bottom of the bottom corner of the screen. Because remember when Channel V used to live? They used to live every single Big Day Out and interview bands. Like, I hope this actually gets into that sort of archiving, and you can actually do that. You can watch the old sets from Australia, because that'd be
Channel
sick.
V did Home Bake too, didn't it? Or was that ABC? Do you remember Home Bake?
I remember Home Bake.
I don't remember it, but I'm pretty sure it was ABC, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I know it was on something.
Yeah, it would have been Triple J and ABC.
That would have been
so.
it. Yeah.
But that if they can actually, like, if that festival thing could actually get into that archiving and get those live sets from all those old shows, that would be sick.
That'd be pretty wild. Maybe we should reach out to them and try and get them on.
Yeah, let's do that.
Maybe, yeah, that might be a cool idea.
That'd be really interesting. I reckon that'd be a good chat.
Love that. I love that. We'll do that. Let's make a note. Let's fucking... Frank, make a note for us. Yeah. I know you're watching, Frank. Make a note. Put it down. All right, one more news story with a very, very distinctly Australian flavour.
Okay. So...
No worries, Wilson. Thank you.
Wilson.
No dramas about being late.
It's all good, man. Our last news story tonight, I could not be prouder. You know, my kids could not be happier. My little bubbers couldn't be happier because the Wiggles have officially appeared on the Rolling Stones magazine front cover.
Fuck yeah.
They have made it. They've officially made it into the Rockstar Hall of Fame. They are flavour of the month for the Rolling Stones magazine.
Absolutely. I think this is pretty fucking cool, you know, like it's been such a for people, I mean, like we grew up when the Wiggles were first a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I think that's why they've had such a surge in popularity lately as well.
Mate.
So who's your favourite Wiggle?
The OG yellow Wiggle, of course, dude. Who the fuck else?
Not gonna lie, I kind of like Emma. I like Emma.
Yeah, she's not with him anymore.
I know. But in saying that,
and I gotta say, I will say, for a very, very long time, I was like, who the fuck are these imposters coming in here with their in the same coloured skivvies? What bullshit is this? Like, but I'm over it now.
Well, have you seen who
it's a franchise now?
Have you
seen a franchise?
Have you seen who the new purple Wiggle is?
The new purple Wiggle? No.
Yeah, he's who was that? Who was that Sydney breakdance? That Sydney rap crew, the Justice Crew.
Yeah, they were a thing. Yeah,
they were a Sydney boy group thing. I think he's one of them.
Oh, were they on like Australia's Got Talent or something?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember.
I'm pretty sure one of them is now the new purple Wiggle, but the new yellow Wiggle, Tashay Hawkins, is the youngest person to ever appear on the Rolling Stones cover.
Yeah, isn't she like 16 or something?
She is. She's Ethiopian national, crazy. And yeah, she's absolutely fantastic.
Fucking wild.
And if you keep an eye out, the Wiggles do 18 plus shows at pubs.
Yeah,
where they
had some
do
of these,
play.
That's been very popular. It's not all the time. But sometimes if you're lucky, you can catch an OG. Get an OG Wiggles lineup doing an 18 plus show.
Where they don't just play. Supposedly, they don't just play Wiggles songs. They actually do a heap of covers too.
I got to try and make one of those. I've missed out on the last couple of ones they've done, but I definitely have to try and get there. But it's crazy. Like, you got people like Lil Nas X, you know, doing stuff with the Wiggles.
Yep.
Like
The Kid Leroy.
what? Yeah, like these fucking people. You know, they're rap stars with like billions of views on YouTube on their shit, and they're like, hey, we like the Wiggles, so we're just gonna do shit with the Wiggles. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine the rap stars from when we were growing up doing anything with anything like the Wiggles? That'd be like
It's
that'd be
actually
like
funny.
50, it'd be like 50 Cent coming out and he's got fucking, you know, it's like, you can find me in the club, skivvied up with the Wiggles.
Well, you know what's fucked up? My wife comes home the other night and she goes, I was walking past Cotton On today. I probably shouldn't mention them, but fuck it. They're selling the shirts. She goes, I walked past Cotton On today, and she goes, I couldn't believe it. I walked past the boys' kids section, the boys' children's section, and they had vintage Cypress Hill t-shirts.
Wow.
Now me, I was straight away, let's get one for my son. My wife did not agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's like, how are kids going to know who Cypress Hill is? I'm like,
You show them.
exactly. Yeah, but I think it's more the message that she doesn't quite. There's a lot of
Not
there's,
sure
there's a
what's
lot
wrong with the message.
there's a lot of drug paraphernalia and stuff like that they talk about. So
That's why you'd start teaching them responsible
usage, man.
use from
Yeah,
a
man.
young age.
Yep. They're gonna take it.
Yeah.
But
But
another funny thing is Lou Diamond Phillips is also, I don't know, do you know who Lou Diamond? Lou Diamond Phillips
Yes.
has actually appeared in the Wiggles in the Wiggles on a couple of episodes as well. Just to throw that out there, you know, like that little name drop.
crazy.
I was sitting there and I saw him on the TV while my kids were watching. I'm like, is that fucking Lou Diamond? He's doing like he's done drink driving or some junk, and he's doing community service, so he's got to do the Wiggle shows.
See, that's the thing though. Like the Wiggles is the kind of thing at this point now where they can basically just franchise it, right?
Yeah, they do.
You can have a group in the UK that wears the colours, and they're just like the UK Wiggles, and you can have multiple groups in America touring around.
Well, they have a
and
North
it's
American Wiggle.
It's like the B team, right? It's like the off, you know, it's like the B team or the understudies. You know,
Yeah.
if you go to see musical theatre and you get the understudies, you get the understudy Wiggles going off and doing the stuff.
I am 90% sure that Tashay Hawkins is actually the daughter of the North American Wiggle, Lee Hawkins.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's the daughter was some relation to Lee Hawkins, who actually is, because my kids watch this shit. So that's why I was so like, we got to put this in, because I know stuff about it.
Nice.
And
Look,
yeah, so they have a North American
really
Wiggle.
good. I think just bring it about. I think it's fucking awesome to see the Wiggles getting that kind of recognition.
Man,
on that scale.
100%. Repping
You
the
know,
Aussies.
they're such an Australian institution at this point. Well deserved. Congratulations to them all. Little side note, my mum used to work as a maternity nurse, and she delivered one of the original Yellow Wiggles babe. Well, not delivered, but she was looking after in the maternity ward at the hospital one of the original Yellow Wiggles babies.
Oh, wow. Was she at Westmead?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Long time ago.
Okay,
Long time ago.
Okay.
She didn't even realize at first. But they like family at they came in to visit, and the older child ran up and was running around telling everyone, "My dad's the Yellow Wiggle," and Mum kind of looked down the hallway, and walking up the hallway was this tall, skinny dude, and she's like, "That's Greg."
Oh, jeez.
So
Jeez. Man.
Wow.
quite tall apparently. Quite a tall fellow. So anyway,
That
shall we
is-
move on?
Mate, that's some
Can we
music
move on?
news.
That's the
We
news.
shall.
That's the
We
music
shall.
news. Let's go on.
What have we got? What have we got next? We got Is it?
This day in music.
That is right. Yeah.
All right. So, tell you what, I got a few for you. Today, and they're all pretty cool ones. I think they're pretty cool. Anyway. So, this day in music, Thursday, 7th of July, in music, in 1957, Elvis Presley had his first UK #1 single with All Shook Up.
I was wondering if you were going to do that. I'm so happy you did. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you did.
Of course I was going to fucking do it, dude. Well, I mean, we're talking about R. Kelly marrying a minor before. We're fucking Elvis Presley.
It was a different time back then. It doesn't make any excuses, but that's what they say. That's the excuse.
Anyway, yeah. So, 1957, Elvis Presley had his first UK #1 single with All Shook Up. 1980, Led Zeppelin played their last ever concert with John Bonham.
Oh, wow.
This day in 1980, their last concert with John Bonham. It was the end of their European tour, and it was a show in West Berlin. That back when Berlin still had West Berlin and East Berlin.
The big fuck off.
Because I think it wasn't until 1986 the wall came down. I think so. There you go. That was still separate at the time. But that's a pretty major milestone, I think, because it was a huge loss for music. So yeah, that was the last one there, and. The last one we got in 1984, Bruce Springsteen's "Born in the USA" went #1 in the US album chart. This fucking album, stayed in the charts for 139 weeks.
Are you?
Wow.
Jesus, and realistically, it was a rebellion song to the US government. People didn't realize it at the time, and that's what the funny thing is. It's like,
no, they knew it at the time. They don't know it now.
Yeah.
They knew it at the time. They fucking forgot now.
Yeah,
but yeah,
dude, that was just a shock.
139 weeks.
That was just a shock when they found out Rage Against the Machine was Raging Against.
That's like 2.5 years. 2.5 fucking years charting for a single album. That's insane. And it was one of only 3 albums, and I don't know why my notes seem to cut off here, but 3 albums to produce 7 #1 singles. The only 3 albums, I think it might have been at the time. I don't know about since then. But one of them, Springsteen's "Born in the USA." The other 2, Michael Jackson's "Thriller."
Which is a fucking banger.
And Janet Jackson's "Rhythm Nation 1814."
Janet Jackson.
So,
I didn't actually know she had a good album.
I don't believe she has a good album.
I think most of her musical success was, I think, prior to when we started taking more of an interest in music.
The 80s was a fickle time.
But you got to remember as well, this is US charts. Like, stuff doesn't chart the same over here as it does in the US now. It's very separate things. So,
didn't she do that? Yeah. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? Or was that?
Are you getting confused with Eddie Murphy?
No. I'm pretty sure she done. What have you done for me lately?
Eddie!
No, she did a song. I'm pretty sure.
All right, I think it's time to move on before I do an impression that's going to get us fucking cancelled.
Goony Google, it's review time.
Oh my god, review time.
Review time.
All right.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm starting this one.
So, you want to start this one, or do you want me to tell people?
Okay, you can tell it. I'm going to do my review first because you destroyed me this week. All
right, so we thought that we would review something a little bit different this time. For me, I like to sort of look outside the box and find something that's a little bit different, a bit more sort of boundary pushing, a little bit more unique. And I was thinking, what can we find? What's new? What can we look at? And I was thinking about a band. So I found this album, and it's from a band that my friend Tony, shout out to Tony, told me about a long time ago. And I have actually seen them perform live once at a Soundwave when that was still a thing. It's a Japanese metal band called Deer and Grey. It's been around since 1997. They formed in Osaka, Japan, and this is their 11th studio album. It's a pretty fucking impressive career, if you ask me. Now, this is their 11th studio album. As I said, it's called Phalaris. Kyle, you seem very intent on giving me your opinion on this one.
I do, because
please,
I've got to tell you, the thing
take it away.
Fucking fantastic. It was so different. Now, my issue is when I listen to music, I automatically make comparisons.
Yeah,
So
we all do.
I don't know why I do it. I just throw bands into boxes. If I could give you a box that this falls in, it's like Muse and Job for a Cowboy and Lamb of God had a mad sex orgy and spat out a baby. And they named it Duran Grey. It is a journey. It is heavy. It is beautiful. It is fucking excellent. One thing you have to bear in mind is none of the album was in English.
Yep.
Which I like because, number one, massive fucking fan of anime. Japanese anime. Like, really love it. So, very, very, like, lots of parts of it gave me that anime feel. Only because they sing in Japanese, I guess it's just something I associate it with. However, the singer has a range, like, that is so unbelievably wide. And then when he screams, just everything on that album was so... Do not listen to it on shuffle. That is one thing I have to say. Do not, straight up, do not put that shuffle fucking button on. You have to listen to it in the order that they give it to you. These guys have taken time in their album to take you on a journey through the album. If you shuffle it, you fuck it. And you're going to go nowhere, and you're not going to be pleased with it. If you leave it the way they've presented it to you, you'll be pleasantly surprised. I think it's a score.
Yeah.
The best way I can describe it, it's a score.
Film score vibes. I mean, for me, KAZZY, are you familiar with this band at all?
I'm familiar by name, man. I'm not familiar.
By name only? Okay.
It's funny because when you said Soundwave, I thought they'd played one.
Yeah. So, to give you some context of how this band kind of functions things, if you've listened to any albums by Devin Townsend, you'll be familiar with how he weaves so many different genres together, and not just metal genres, but like from across the whole very, very broad spectrum of music. So I would make a comparison in that regard, not necessarily in that it sounds like Devin Townsend, but
just it's different.
Yeah, because it's broad styles, very dynamic. Massive range of vocal styles, as Kyle pointed out. Yeah, mostly in Japanese. I'm not overly familiar with their back catalogue of music. Like I said, I saw them at Soundwave. I don't really remember much about the live performance except that it was very, very energetic. But I did have a bit of a chat to Tony after listening to the album because, as I said, he's a big fan of theirs for a long time. And from what I understand, this is more experimental for them as well, like even more so than what they've done in the past. There's elements of a whole bunch of shit as Kyle pointed out.
Because he puts me in a mad Muse vibe, and I love Muse. Like I love Muse. He put his vocal tone. It's like Muse but death metal.
Yeah,
it's like you could mash that together, and they just do it so well. This album, I haven't heard, like Raph said, I haven't heard the rest of the back catalogue either. But this particular album, is just genius. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, look, there's elements of a whole bunch of stuff in there. There's like listening to the album, I heard pieces of like little bits of like metalcore, little bits of almost like Dream Theater type epic kind of proggy sort of sprinklings in there. I think one song opened and it was almost like a fucking black metal song. There's like new metal, symphonic metal, like just so many different just rock and metal genres, but then also drawing a bit from outside that as well. In terms of stuff that I personally didn't like as much about it, the mix seemed very vocal forward, like rather than the vocals meshing with the instruments. It feels like the instrumentation was here and the vocals were kind of up here. So it was, rather than sitting as a part of it, it was sitting on top of it. So it could have been a little bit more balanced that way. And some of the synth parts were very, very like MIDI sounding, like they were very obvious. I don't know if it was like meant to be strings or if they were going for that synthetic, MIDI kind of vibe with it. Maybe that was intentional. I don't know. But so that again, those are probably intentional choices on their part. personally, they didn't grab me as well as they might otherwise have. But fucking yeah, brilliant album. Really, really brilliant album. If you like Devin Townsend, if that's the kind of stuff you're into where it kind of goes on a journey and it goes in all sorts of weird, wonderful places, I would absolutely say check it out. And also on the non-English lyrics thing, what I find is when the lyrics are not in English, my view of a song isn't colored by what the lyrics are as much.
I agree with that so hard.
It's almost like just having
an extra
another instrument without.
That's exactly right.
Vocals is an instrument, but it makes it less of a vocal, less about the lyrics, more about the vocal performance.
Which makes me think why you may, I think subliminally you may have thought the vocals were a bit more forward, because when I was listening to it, it was seeming very balanced.
Okay, that fair enough. Maybe it was the system I was listening on.
Yeah.
Like I was,
because listening to it in the car and on this, and in some parts, yes, the vocals were very forward, but it seemed like it was very intentional.
Okay, well that could be, again, that could be the factor of the system I was listening on. So that also is probably something that plays into it too. But yeah, I was really, really impressed with it. It's a really, really solid album. I don't know if it's something I will listen to a lot on the, intentionally on the regular, but it's definitely going to go in my list to just, if I'm got a whole bunch of stuff on, it'll pop up in there for sure.
Except for the song Eddie. I'm pretty sure there's a song called Eddie on there, and it is an absolute cracker. My only critique of the album is probably they used a few too many blast beats. I like blast beats when they're used properly. In some parts, they just seem like they were filler, and it just didn't need to be there. They could probably just cut out that whole section.
Yeah,
but that's that's just me listening to it like a review, and not just like
absolutely.
I had to pick something.
Yeah, well, look, we've all, everyone's got their own tastes, and I don't think there's any. For me, I don't believe that any album is going to be truly perfect for anyone. I think there's always going to be stuff that someone doesn't like about an album.
Seven Dust Home, that's an exception. Seven Dust Home is just pure perfection, start to finish. I don't care. I'll die on that hill.
Master of Puppets.
Yeah, no, Seven Dust Home. I'll die on that hill. That's the best album I've made.
All right. Shall we get to the real juice of today's proceedings?
Well, man, I think we got to. This is why we're here. This is why
we're here. Man's been strong but silent for the most part. He's been sitting there looking real pretty.
He has. I'm digging I love the bandana. I love it.
It matches my top.
Yeah. Oh, color coordinated.
It's intentional too. I love it.
You're a man at a time, mate. It's just like Bret Michaels the whole fucking, the whole way. But yes. So, the man of the hour, Mr. KAZZY KAGE. Thank you again for jumping on.
Yeah, not a problem.
So, for those who may not know who you are, or who may need a bit of reminding,
those in Sydney or whoever's been living under a rock.
Tell us about your. Obviously, I know a lot of it, but please, tell our listeners about your musical history. Who, what you've done, what you've managed to achieve. This is your time to brag.
Oh yeah, man! Rock out with your cock out, man.
Let's
go hard.
Let's do it.
Man, time to brag. That was definitely me in my 20s, right? It was.
You owned it, but man, you got to have the ego, man. If you're a front man.
Well, we've got a guy over here that could probably agree to that I had one. So.
We both did, mate. We both did.
We both did, definitely. Yeah, man. Obviously, as you two guys know, Tensions Arise. That was a big chunk of time. Before that, I was in a band called Seizure. That was only for a couple of years, just learning really about music and getting my foot in the door, I guess. Then obviously I met Raf, and then we pretty much had the same idea of what we wanted to do, and then it turned out nothing like what we originally said we were going to do. But he actually pulled me out of a funk and helped me with recording and demos and all the stuff that I didn't really think about as a vocalist, because when you're really young and you you want to be in a band, you just pick something and you think you can do it. Like, oh, I'm going to be the singer. Well, you never actually tried to. You just think you can. And because of like guys like Raph, I actually learnt things like, you know, breathing techniques and all the actual technical things about being a vocalist because it is an instrument.
I think you're giving me a bit too much credit, but keep
No,
going.
man, definitely not. I know you may think so, but looking back on it, like at the time, I obviously didn't think of anything like that. But looking back on it, you were a part of helping me with that, and obviously there's a lot of other people along the way. But you started that process for me, and that was awesome. But yeah, I mean, we started in, I think, 08, 09, something like that.
2008.
Yep. We got a guitar player. We had a whole bunch of songs. We got a drummer. We were ready to play our first show.
Literally, we're talking to venues, right?
Literally, I think we had something booked, and we noticed that the vibe was off. And literally hours later, the guitar player's quit and taken his songs. So
he wrote a lot of the music. There was only a couple of songs that had been written not by him.
Yeah,
in terms of the music, lyrics were primarily Kaz, but most of the music I think had been written by him. So
at the time, yeah, and he took his songs and went home, and Raph and I are sitting there like, oh well, this is good.
This is like, music, baby.
It was kind of like that first
humbling experience.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, so there are dodgy people, and look, to be fair, that guy's a wonderful guy, and you know,
shout out to Jared.
Yeah, shout out to Jared.
We love you, brother.
He's a great guy, and we've touched base again in the years since, and you know, again, we're all in our like, you know, early 20s, so you get older, you learn, you know, so there's no issues there. It might sound like I'm being a bit bitchy, but no, not at all. Then we got Gavin in, who helped us really start what we ended up becoming. Really, he did a great job there, especially for someone who is so completely different to the rest of us in his real life. Like, you know, he goes to church. He's Middle Eastern, and these aren't bad things, but we all have different experiences and different things that we do. So for him to come in and be like, guys, I'm going to church on Sunday, but I really want to be in this metal band and I want to write music. That was awesome, because
church in the morning, band prac in the afternoon.
That's exactly what his Sundays were. Honestly, that's exactly what his Sundays were. And the cool thing for him too, especially being so young, he got a lot of support from the church. Like, they were always, you know, encouraging him to do the band and stuff, even though they knew it was, you know, heavy metal and all that sort of stuff. And you know, we then obviously really quickly released an EP. That was a fun experience recording that, because we all really, you know, it's the first one, right? So you don't really know what you're doing, but you think you know what you're doing. And when you don't have money, you do it the cheapest possible way ever, and you think it's the greatest thing ever, but it's, you know,
you're fucking terrible.
But you're recording.
Call it out
but
for
you're
what
recording
it is.
in a barn.
You get
you're recording in a barn,
for.
and you're in a fucking vocal booth, and you can hear the sheep on the other side outside of the thing. But look,
you got the new Roots album.
You know what?
Don't you remember when Sepultura brought out the Roots album, but they did it outside? You just did the Aussie version. There's just sheep in the background.
There was legit sheep in the background, but the joke is on the sheep, right? Because we didn't even credit them in the notes. So
fuck those sheep.
Dude, please tell me we're like, whoa, bah,
that's
whoa, bah.
It's so big, but you know, so we did all that, and then
Tensions Arise, featuring Dolly the sheep.
Yeah, do you think she was a dolly? Do you think she was?
I don't know.
Maybe more, you know, but yes, the sheep. You know,
wait, I've just unlocked a fucking memory about this too, by the way.
Oh, here we go.
No.
Do you remember when we were doing some vocal takes and there were some cockroaches. So we got the bug spray, and we nearly fucking gassed the fuck out of ourselves in the vocal booth.
I do.
Oh my god.
Because we were
Because,
spraying.
you know, we're really, really tough men that were scared of cockroaches. Right?
It's a vocal booth.
Yeah,
It's an small enclosed space. We're stood in there and we're like, shit, there's cockroaches. All right, get the bug spray. Stood in this small enclosed space, spraying the cockroaches between takes, not thinking about the fact that it's spraying poison in an enclosed space. We fucking come out like 20 minutes later. I took a sip of my drink and like my tongue was tingling and weird because I'm like had started to poison myself with it. Like,
come on, man.
Is that dedication back then?
We all grew up in the western suburbs of Sydney. Ain't you ever bought any fucking shitty fly spray?
okay.
Money was hard to come by, so we had to use whatever we could.
Oh,
right?
jeez, man.
Yeah.
Was that barn you recorded in like over the Camden area?
Yeah.
I've heard about that place. That place is like legendary, not in a good way.
Nah. Well, it was our friend's studio that he had on his parents' farm.
Yeah, I've heard about that place. Only a couple of people recorded there.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll leave that.
Look, it's it was what we could get. It was what we could afford at the time. It was good. We were working with with some people that we did learn from them, and we learned from the experience. It's not the material that I point people to if I'm sending them our direction, but it's it was an EP.
Yeah. Mate, it's the stepping stone that makes you once again, it's that humbling experience when you listen to it back and you give it all you got and you go, no, I can do better.
That really,
and that's what it does.
Released that as a demo,
Yeah.
Because that's what it was, a glorified demo, really. But we did all that sort of stuff, and then we there came a competition to try and support Head PE and Jeffrey Nothing, and obviously, like Raph and I, we like both of them a lot, and this is why I'm actually bringing that up specifically because you guys spoke earlier about like the thing in Brazil, right? And people paying for things. Well, we actually witnessed a band paying for likes on the competition, and it was actually ridiculously noticeable when you've got like a band that's got, say, I don't know, 250, 300 people liking their page, but all of a sudden they've got like 3,000 votes and then 4,000 votes in like a minute. Like,
they got
it's like
disqualified, right? They got
yes,
disqualified.
100% they got disqualified.
Name and shame. Who was it?
I couldn't tell you their name, but I can.
You know what we'll call them? We'll call them insignificants.
Well,
Nice.
if we do a new band, we're gonna steal that. Yeah, but it was the main thing I remember was between us and Deprivation, and
Deprivation.
I remember Deprivation.
And man, honestly, like for us at the time, especially like Raph and I, like we loved Deprivation, so we actually didn't care if we didn't get it as long as they got it. Like
like if we were going to lose to anyone, it was for Deprivation, and it was close. It came down to the wire. It was really tight, if I recall
Didn't they have
correctly.
the EP with the little the This Is Backcountry? Wasn't that them?
Was it that?
If they did it with like there was like a several band thing or something, wasn't there?
Because they had. I swear they had captions from Fear and Loathing.
Possibly.
I'm sure it was them.
Yeah,
but
they were an amazing.
Yeah, they were.
And they were like way bigger than us at the time too. I should say that. Like they were kind of one of the bands that was like taking the Aussie metal scene, by storm at the time. And so for us to be even like around the same point here as them in this competition was crazy.
Oh, absolutely. It was. I mean, I'm still shocked we got it and they didn't.
Yeah.
Where do you reckon that came from, considering you guys weren't really happy with the way EP came out?
Man, I think it was just
Calling in a lot of favors.
Mate,
Truthfully,
I'm
hey.
so happy for that honesty. I'm so happy for that honesty.
Truthfully, that's what it is. We were able
that's
to.
it.
That's how it started,
Like,
and you know, a lot of bands do that, and a lot of bands have paid to be on things. We didn't pay to be on that. We worked and won that competition, but I think there should be a lot more honesty about that kind of thing because everybody's just trying to do something, right? And
they want you to know, bro.
It's never how good, not never, but it's rarely how great you are. A lot of the times you need someone to help kick the door in for you. And then in turn, it's your job to kick the door in for somebody else.
Yeah.
And
that's...
Sorry, go. No,
I was just going to say, and that's the thing where, you know, we've discussed this in the, like, in previously on the podcast as well, is like, I never begrudge bands. Like, if you're in a scene, right, and you see the same one or two local bands getting all the international support slots, you can't get mad about it because they're only taking the opportunities that they've got. And if I was in one of those bands, if Skunkbone just started getting all these international offers, like if we started getting people coming at us going, "Hey, do you want to play this? Do you want to play that? Do you want to play?" We're not going to say no. And if other people are getting mad about it, why is Skunkbone getting all these opportunities? Why aren't other bands?
They fucking done the work.
And fucking make it happen then.
I won't lie. Bro, I won't fucking lie. I was a tiny bit butthurt when you guys got the fucking Seven Dust show. Dude, I love Seven Dust, dude. Oh, of course I was going to be a tiny bit butthurt.
Yep, understandable, man. And that year when we got Seven Dust, and we got like 3 or 4 supports that year, and it got to a point where we started seeing the hate and the people going, "Oh,
I never
again,
hated you
why
for
they?"
it. I was envious. Like, I was jealous as fuck.
I get it, but like Raph said, if you're given an opportunity, why would you say no, right?
I'd never begrudge you of that. It's no hard feelings or anything. I was envious. That's all it was.
Dude, totally understandable. But the thing is, we kept telling people because it's so easy to gain an ego, right? You get 1 fan, 2 fans, 3 fans, and now you think you're the greatest thing in the world, and now you're supporting your favorite bands, but they think you're okay, so now you think you're even better, and so that happens. But at the end of the day, we always kept telling the bands we loved that we were fans of, like bands like the band you're in, and like Deprivation, like all these other bands, man. We would tell all of them, if we can do it, if we can do these things, there's no reason you guys can't do it.
Man, 100%. 100%. It was the networking. It was the time you took talking to people. What I didn't understand until later on, it's that.
Yeah.
That's what I did, man. I was a quiet drinker. I was a quiet drinker until I got on stage, and then I'd maybe talk to a promoter or two, but I didn't do the work afterwards. You did the work afterwards. You did the work afterwards, bro.
That's one thing that we did a lot of.
Yeah, man.
Constant work with, like, if I didn't go to a gig and Raph went to a gig, he would come back to me and go, "Man, I've met this band, or I've met these people, I've met blah, blah, blah. We need to do this. We should do this." And that's how it is. And that's how we make friends. And that's how people turn up to your shows, because you turn up to their shows and things like that. Like, it, like you said, you were envious and stuff. And that's totally understandable because we've all been there.
Fucking oath.
But at the same time, we all should be helping push each other forward, right? And that's,
yeah, man.
You know, and that's why we kept saying things like, if we could do it, so can you, and so can you. And to be honest, a lot of the times we were shocked that we were the ones doing it. Like, I remember getting the Seven Dust one, and I was at a friend's house, and it was early hours of the morning, and there was a bunch of people there, and everyone was asleep. And I got the email, and it was so difficult to not fanboy scream.
I would have fucking
like I was shaking, like I couldn't handle the news that I had received. And I will say, like, you know, when you meet your idols and things like that, you know, sometimes there's a bit of disappointment. Sometimes they exceed expectations. I will say Seven Dust were, with the access that we had to them, because obviously you don't get
full.
You don't get to sit there and party with them all the time. But I will
That's
say
their choice.
it's actually sometimes it's the stage people and whatnot as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Like a lot of
they get handlers, man. There's the tour manager and stuff will try and be like, no, that's them. You're the fucking support act.
You're nobody.
You have your own green room down the stairs around the corner. You know.
Correct. But
enough.
the thing is, but Seven Dust, I will say, as one of the several bands we've played with, man, Seven Dust, they were wonderful guys. They dedicated a song to a friend whose mother had just passed.
Dude, they played Angel Son. I was so happy.
Well, they did that
Yeah, I know.
And, you know, to have us, we were all side of stage, and one of the boys from Seven Dust decided to come off stage mid-song and just, like, hang out on side of stage with us, hug us, and talk to us, and we're like, shouldn't you, like, get back out there? Like, what's going on? What are you doing talking to us? They were wonderful guys. All of them gave us hugs and said thank you, and, you know, even back on, like, the Jeffrey Nothing thing, man, like, we gave them, like, guitar strings and things like that to use.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember that, man. We were chilling. We were sitting around chilling. I think the guitarist comes up to us and goes like, "Has any of you guys got like, some guitar strings?" Because I'm like, I need one.
Yep.
And that was how we got talking
You
to
have
him.
one job, Jeff.
I think
you
that
have
guy,
one job.
Well, I think that guy that was playing guitar for Jeffrey Nothing, I think he now plays bass for Mushroom Head still.
Yes.
But
the Jeffrey Nothing band was obviously Jeffrey Nothing and the drummer from Mushroom Head.
Yep.
And then
a couple of their mates.
And then a couple of their mates. But the guitar player, ended up joining Mushroom Head. So as far as I'm concerned, we played with Mushroom Head. So,
Own that shit.
And
Own that shit.
But they were super nice. They were super nice dudes, like just chilling, hanging out with them, shooting the shit before and after. Like
they knew how nervous we were. And one of the coolest things is when bands that you look up to, if you look side of stage and they're rocking out to you and encouraging you, that's something like you can't describe what that does to you, man. Like
makes you go hard, like a baby's arm on an apple.
All the tight pants for sure.
Yeah,
you know?
tight pants everywhere.
Man, obviously speaking of things, touring and stuff. Rest in peace, Trevor from Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah.
We got to tour with them in Japan.
I was out of the band by this point, by the way.
Yeah.
This was post my time in the band.
This was when Buzzy Boy was in the band, wasn't it?
This 100% was when our merch guy was our bass player.
Shout outs to Buzz.
So it's actually really funny. If you want a real mad 6 degrees of separation story, is that Buzz used to play in a band with me when I was in high school.
What?
Yeah, and then I used to play in a school band with Daniel.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I can't believe Daniel Ashy Boy never told you this, man. I went to high school with Ashy Boy.
You can't remember his own fucking birthday, man. Like, how do you expect him to remember people he knew in high school? Like,
he doesn't know what happened an hour ago, man. Like,
so
I wouldn't be surprised if he forgot that he had kids. Okay, like.
So yeah, tensions. I actually have a lot of connections with Tensions Arise. Like so Brian, I used to play in a band with. He used to sing in a band for us back in the day when I was sort of just in high school, and then when I was in high school, I used to play in a school band. I used to actually play bass in a school band with Daniel Ash.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
Did a couple of things together.
See, you saying that, man, like that's another reason for what I was saying about like we've all got to push each other forward, right? Because the music industry or any real industry, like whether it be music, whether it be movies, actors, whatever, you're kind of a family, right?
Yeah, man.
And especially in the country we are, like, our scene is our family. It's all we have.
Mm-hmm.
So,
dude, I think I remember it was like Tensions Arise, Exist Within, Nouveau, Acid Nymph.
wow.
And that was like, and there was one, Enter Reality. So they were like, yeah, you remember that? That was like the little group that used to go around doing all the shows together. One of my happiest days was when I got to play with, we played with you guys at the basement in Canberra.
Yep.
And I got to see Daniel, and it was just like, dude, it just like nothing ever changed from high school. It was just like, okay, we're here to do the exact same thing. We may not be here to do it together, but we're here to do the exact same thing as what we were back then. It was just a beautiful moment. It just truly showed what the capacity of music has to do. Even though you may not be you're there for the same thing. It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
You're definitely still together, you know?
Yeah,
like,
man. It's support.
And that's the thing that's the thing, like, I mean, Kaz, you remember back when we started gigging, like, 2010, 2011, that kind of period in the Sydney scene was like fucking booming, and like all these bands were just supporting each other and helping each other out.
It was never paying.
And when shit, and before everyone started like just getting out for self and trying to hold everyone else down while they're, that's what Brisbane's like right fucking now.
That's
what Brisbane's like right fucking now, dude.
But
like,
is that the metal scene or is that the rock scene? This is the
rock scene. I mean, this is the rock scene. But like, man, we played a gig at one of the first Skunk Bone gigs, man. A venue called the Back Room, and really like cool venue, fucking awesome venue. And there was just like, it was Skunk Bone, and I think.
Did you have Trip Sitter on?
Four other bands. No, Trip Sitter wasn't on it. Tailor Made Rejects was on it. It was the first time we'd played with those guys.
Yes.
Regular Gonzalez was on there. Virum and one other band that I cannot fucking remember right now. But it was like that brotherhood. It was just that sense of family, and everyone was just having a good time supporting each other, and everyone was cool to share gear, and everyone was cool to do all this shit, and like no one was being fucking stuck up about anything. No one was being a pain in the ass about anything. Everyone was just like, yeah, we're all here to do the same thing. Let's just make each other's lives easier and help each other and support each other about it. And it was that exact same feeling as like when, like when we would have a fucking gig at like the Lucky Oz, and it'd be us. And
Glenn.
It'd be us,
Glenn.
and Nasjap and fucking Pulse Effect and like Bleeding Gasoline.
I forgot to
and all
put
of
Nasjap on there. Nasjap, big shout out to Nasjap.
It was exactly like that kind of energy, man. And it feels so good. Sorry, I don't mean to like sidetrack, but I just
fuck that. Let's get into the nostalgia.
Had to get that in there, man. So, but yeah, like let's kind of go back. So we had we obviously we won that competition. We did the head PE Jeffrey Nothing show. What was continue on from there, man? Like what happened from there?
Well, man, like obviously, like we ended up, I think it would have been America after that, right?
In the lead up to it, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it was around about then we started. We were talking about stuff, I think, and then I was walking to work one day, and you messaged me, and you were like, "Dude, Logan Mader just agreed to record our shit."
Right. So, I remember you were actually close to leaving at that point.
Yep, I was considering not being very. I was not very happy with a few things and was considering leaving. Yeah.
Yeah, and we still had Gavin, but we had lost our friend Vanessa, who was our guitar player. She didn't want to do the live thing; it wasn't for her. And so I emailed 3 producers to see if they were interested in working with us. One was Christian, who was in Fear Factory. One was Logan, and I forget the other guy's name, but he was in Sweden, I think he was, and he did like soil work and things like that. He replied, and so did Logan, but Logan replied within 3 days, and he straight away was like, yep, here's how much it will cost, here's what you'll get out of me. He was straight away business, but fairly priced when you think about what people
Well, he
do.
gave us a cheaper price than what it would have been for like a signed artist, right? Like as an
Correct.
independent artist, he's like, okay, you guys are independent. I'm not gonna fucking charge you through the ass for it. Here's my
Yeah.
rates. You know, the guy knows his worth, obviously.
Yep. Yep.
And if
when
you guys make it big, that's just another thing that he can notch under his belt.
yeah, and
Yep.
when you listen to what we got out of it, I think it was 100% worth it.
Very good.
And you know what? Even if the recording didn't turn out how we liked it, it was worth it for the entire experience that we got to have. And you know, we're just lucky that the recording itself was unreal. But so we actually had that locked in a year in advance, and I'm a very impatient person, so for me to have to wait a year to go do this was messing with my mind, right? And again, we needed a second guitar player. And as you mentioned, Ash, Buzz kept recommending Ash, because at the time Ash lived with Buzz. And we were like, yeah, sure, man, whatever, fine, bring him in to prac, we'll see how we go. And I remember Ash walking in, looking how he looks, and you know, long hair, facial hair, tattoos, boots, all the look, right? And at the time, I was really the only other person in the band that even remotely looked anything like that. So as soon as I saw Ash, I was like, I don't give a shit if this guy's the worst guitar player in the world. I want him in this goddamn band, right?
But what was funny, right, is I think both Gavin and myself independently had kind of decided, right, like we're doing auditions again. We want to get someone in.
Yep.
We don't want to take the first person. And then Ash is the first fucking person. And we couldn't say no. We couldn't say no to that.
Man. He's a fucking good guitarist. Like he was good. He was good back in high school when I really knew him. When I saw him play with you guys, and I got the pleasure of playing with you guys at the basement, and like we started sharing stages together and stuff. Dude, that guy's a fucking animal.
Yeah, he's great, and he literally within 2 weeks had arranged to get his passport and everything. He hadn't even officially joined the band. Like, he came to, I think it was going to be like the second or third week where we were going to make our decision, even though I already decided because he had nice hair that he was in. He's come in and gone, by the way, just so you know, I've organized my passport for America. And I think that also made everyone sort of go, all right, this guy's for real. Finally, somebody that's like just going to do this. And, you know, so we obviously went to America. We did all the fun things over there. Some things we can't talk about.
You said...
Moving on, please, moving on.
What else are we... You know what? I'll have his on beer, buddy, and we can talk about it all you want. Who you going to upset?
Many things that were just... Like, we should have died.
Did you...
Like, riding around in cars at night with people that we just barely met. Walking through neighborhoods that white dudes should have no business walking through at night.
You know what the funny thing is, like, though? As soon as they would have seen you, you would have gone, hey, go on, man, this is nuts. And they would have gone, oh, you're not from here. And they probably...
you're asking.
Yeah, you would have gone, can you mug me? Can I get a photo?
Yeah. We're still going to rob you, but we're just not going to kill you.
Put the gun to my head.
It's funny you say that. It is funny you say that. So we get to LA. Now, Raf, you might remember it a little differently. If you do, please say so. But from my recollection, we got to our hotel, which was dodgy as.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Then thank you. So we decided to go across the road because there was donuts. Who doesn't want fucking donuts, right? So we come outside. We see some cops parked out the front. Not thinking anything of it. They're just hanging out, whatever. And we're walking to go, press the button so we can cross the road. Then this African-American dude comes running through us. Turns the corner and he is running. So are the cops. The cops grab him. And I will leave it at that. That was our first experience in America. So we're like, all right, so cops is a thing.
Did he get floyded?
It was.
He got floyded, didn't he? He got floyded.
I don't know. No. Well, I mean, we didn't. We weren't. He was around the corner, man. Like we didn't see anything.
Okay, as long as you didn't say nothing, he didn't get floyded.
Right. we just went and got our damn donuts, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But when we were leaving, there was a full-on SWAT raid of the hotel.
Yep.
So we left at the right time. And we were worried about leaving our recently purchased microwave there. So, like, oh, we're going to get in trouble.
Or our fucking 36-inch pizza.
Oh, that was nice, yeah. Yeah, dude. They got this pizza because it was a novelty, but like, yeah, let's just get it. The poor delivery guy had to tilt it, like, to get it through the fucking door.
I've only seen that on YouTube videos. I didn't know that was a thing.
Mate, I've got some photos that'll
very
scar you
sexy-
for life. I've got a fucking photo that'll scar you for life.
Yeah,
I'll show you
it's-
later.
If there is tensions or eyes weighing in there, I don't want to see it.
Well, no.
If there is a
the pizza was
36,
that big that
if there is
the
a
wang was
36-inch size penis next to a 36-inch size pizza, I don't want to see it.
Even on a warm day, it's not that big, But but no, we had a great time over there, man, and and it was kind of cool because once we done it, bands like Deprivation and stuff started touring over there and things like that, and that's what we wanted to see. That's what we want to have happen. Everyone to have these cool experiences, and so obviously we did the recording. We actually went to New York. We played a show there. That was fun.
Was that CB? You guys didn't play CBGBs, did you?
No.
You guys went to CBGBs, didn't you?
It was something hall in Brooklyn, wasn't it? Not Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Because you guys play CBGBs, I think I'd have to murder you. Like I'd come through the screen,
no.
like like the ring.
No.
Yeah, please don't do that. I'm gonna have to go to bed, and I don't want.
He'll have to put pants on if you do that.
Very true.
KAZZY will never put pants on. But for no person.
I actually got mad when we were trying to organise our dinner for this weekend because one of the places we were going to go to that I thought was really nice. I found out it was inside Panthers, and I got the shits because I knew I had to wear a shirt with sleeves on it. So,
we're not going there. We're not going there.
Yeah. No, we're definitely not going there. Thank God. But yeah, we did all that, man, and it was unreal. And I've had friends recently actually find all this stuff on YouTube, and they even found stuff that I didn't know was on there, and so then it made me go in the rabbit hole and watch all these old things, and to see how young we were and to see what we were doing, and it's one of those like lifetime memories thing, man. And once we come back, that's when we started getting the big opportunities to support bands. But what a lot of bands don't realize is part of the reason that we had so many opportunities with or without RAF after the fact was because we had something to put out. Like, it's all business, right? So we're a band and we're about to release an album or an EP or whatever. That's you want to play a bigger show because you want them to know you've got something coming out or just released or whatever. If you've been a band like now, like if we do something now 4 or 5 years later, even though we're a local band, it's kind of like a nostalgia act, right? So the chances of us doing something big again straight away isn't very likely because we're not really selling anything new, right? And we won't
basically start back over.
We got to basically start back over. And the times that we did those supports, apart from that one competition, we were releasing something, or we had just released something.
You always had content coming out.
Yeah,
you were busy. Y'all were busy.
We were, and that's one thing one bit of advice I would give any band or artist in any form: have something to promote apart from the fact that we're a band.
Yeah, because
have a new record, have a new film clip, anything, something that is coming out that you want someone to check out, not something that you're going to go, oh, we're a band and we released an album 10 years ago, please like us. Like, people's interests, like our
nanoseconds, man.
Yes.
Nanoseconds, dude. That's it.
So, that's
although the thing is, you look at it now, nostalgia sells out.
Yeah, right.
Do
right.
you know what I mean?
Course.
Okay, you have a look at the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
What are the let's be serious. What are they? Have the Red Hot Chili Peppers got a new album coming out for this tour, or are they just doing a tour?
No, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but obviously the back catalogue on top of that. But in saying that, do you reckon, say, if you guys did like maybe a couple of just random Sydney shows?
What are you suggesting, Kyle?
What are you...
Bro, I'm reading the writing on the fucking wall. We need to get the old crew back together. We need to do a shitload of shows. No,
well,
has look. I read the socials, my friend, and I can read cryptic messages and stuff like that, and I remember things, and it's weird. I don't remember a lot of things, but I remember weird shit that I read. So, tensions. Now, Kyle, the drummer, not me, the other guy, was hot fucking real estate back in the day. Like, hot fucking real estate. Easily the best drummer in the scene in Sydney at the time. I don't know about now.
Look,
fucking was.
what I'll say around that as well, like when we knew that America was going to be a thing and who we were going to be recording with and the opportunity that represented, we all knew that we had to step up. We knew we had to put the work in. I was hammering, like, I'm sure KAZZY will attest to this. Like, I was hammering there. I'm like, all right, we got to fucking play to a click track in rehearsals. We got to play with one of us sitting out of the rehearsal, like, different ones of us sitting out. So we're used to playing it without the full recording there. We got to fucking play without looking at each other to cue off stuff. We've got to play without looking at our instruments. We've got to try and calm ourselves down so that we're not getting over, too much adrenaline when we're playing.
Good idea. Put everyone in high stress situations, but so by the time you walk into the studio, you're ready.
Yeah, 100%. And man, Kyle stepped up more than any other of us.
Dude, that guy was a fucking animal.
He was
straight
good.
up.
He was good before. By the time we did America, man, he was a fucking machine.
Like, I remember him at the Taps.
Crazy good.
I think it was us, Dornheist, Tensions Arise. I feel like there was one more band.
Nasjap?
I'm pretty sure it was Nasjap. But regardless, the thing went fucking cronkers. It was a great show. It was a fucking great show. Because that's the shot. I don't know if... Like, I actually had a memory come up of me throwing the mic in front of Seraph.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I had that memory come up. I should have actually posted it to you. I'm really shitty.
Man, find me. Find that photo, dude.
Man, he probably had too much vodka that night. He probably doesn't remember.
Dude, if it was around that era, it was probably when I was living like walking distance.
Yeah, you were.
Right.
You were.
Any gig that was on, I would just go and just get wrecked and stumble back because it was 2 blocks walk. Like, yeah. But anyway, if you find that photo, definitely send it to me, man. I love seeing that shit. But
I'd like to see.
It was a good little family we had back in the day. I know there was some shit going on, but everyone sort of, the degree of professionalism, even though there was that competition, there was a degree of professionalism and support because it just made everyone work harder.
Absolutely, man, and like.
That was the one thing I could give to the Sydney scene.
Yeah, well, Raph and I were big fans of a lot of the bands, like, to the point where, like, even though we all became friends, like, everybody except us was a rock star in our eyes, like even you, man, like seeing you, like, on stage doing your thing, like, I looked up to you and thought you were amazing, and then all of a sudden we're friends, but to me, I'm still like, oh my god, it's that guy from that band,
dude, you were always KAZZY from Tensions Arise, like...
Yeah, see, that blows my mind when I've heard things like that, because it's one thing to have your own little ego and stuff, but when you do have other people say that sort of stuff, it does make you feel better, and it's awesome that you don't realize how much everybody impacts somebody. And it could be, whether it be music, whether it be a post on social media, anything, we all influence somebody in some way. And now that we're getting older, and now that the world's changing with things like mental health and stuff, it's really cool to see what positive we all have done for someone else that we never knew that we've done. Like I remember I know this is a little bit off music topic, but a few years ago I was having really bad mental health, and a friend out of nowhere, she made a Facebook group specifically about me, and she added pretty much most people that she could find to this group, and was like, please say something to him about just anything positive, like whether it be a memory, share a photo, something. And I was in such a dark place that I was so overwhelmed at how many people, one, knew who I was, but actually had stories that I don't remember. And some of them were just like, oh, I met him at this one show one time, and he was super drunk, but he was awesome, and he'd let me get a photo with him. Like, something as simple as that, they remembered that. So if someone is in such a small part of the world like myself can do that, that's what everyone is doing for somebody. Like, you guys have obviously touched people that you probably never know that you have, and there's some that we have, but the cops will probably get us.
I didn't touch anybody, I swear.
I touched lots of people. Grab a cunt.
I touch all the people as long as they don't tell anyone. But
as long as they consent.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah. Oh. But you know what I mean? And
fuck's sake.
But that whole thing is basically like about the family of the scene, right? Like, we all gave a shit.
Yeah.
We just simply gave a shit.
Mm.
And the amount of times that bands we all looked up to in the local scene would turn up to watch us all play, even when they're not on the show, that made everything just better.
Mm. That just cemented friendships.
Better. Man, one of my favorite bits of merchandise back in the day was the hoodie that your band did. Like, I wore that.
We lost so much money on all our merch.
Yeah, that stuff does cost all the money, doesn't it? We're still trying to recover from that, guys.
I was talking to Randy about it the other day. He goes, you know, I rounded down with everything. You fucking rounded down? You round up, man. He goes, no, I just wanted to get the shirts out there. He's just like, I'm like, that is a ballsy sales tactic. Like, so we pretty much like broke even on all the fucking merch. Like, we were just
that was our plan too.
Yeah. But you know what, man? I'm so happy that you I'm so happy that you have it and you like still wear it and shit like that, because I still wear your tension shirt, the girls one.
You got the girls one.
Don't you remember? Don't you remember the base? Yeah.
Yes,
nice.
I think I've got a girls one.
I worked that shit.
Man, see, that was something that we did that other people didn't think about. Like,
that's why we done the singlets.
Yep, but we thought about guys and girls. We thought, like, because, you know, a lot of bands have a stock standard black t-shirt with a word on it or something. We've all done it. We did it, yes. But it doesn't necessarily cater to everybody, right? So if you've got something... When you're in a band and you're playing shows, you're a brand, right?
Wow.
You're a store. You're promoting something. So you need several forms of merchandise. Yes, shit costs money. Sometimes you have to give shit away for free. Yes, it sucks. But
it's all about getting the brand out there, man.
That's it, right? Like, as Raph would know, like, I was huge on stickers, badges, keyrings. I wanted all the knickknacks, because even though we may not sell them for much or we might have to give them away, someone randomly will see their friend's keyring and go, hey, what's that cute picture? Oh, what's that? Oh, it's my friend's band. Or what? And
it's really... I'm just going to show you something, right? Like, I sent a merch pack from an Aussie band called Sin Soto.
Okay.
And this is one of the most random fucking things I've ever seen in a merch pack, right? Look at this. See if I can get it on camera. See the little pigeon?
Is that a picnic?
See the pigeon?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's cute.
With a little Sin Soto, you know how they get the ankle bracelets if you're homing pigeon?
Ah, yeah.
What the fuck?
And then you read this, right? Here you go. Look at that. Look at that. It goes, I'll read it to you. It goes,
Yeah, that'd be.
thank you for joining our flock. The race has now begun. Your number is number 39. We started with number 1. This will always be your number, so try not to forget. It will always gift you things that you cannot see yet. The pigeon brings a message that is clear and is true. If we learn to adapt and come together, there is nowhere we cannot go and nothing we cannot do. Now, this little thing here was just a part of a full merch pack they sent me. But that on its own was so cool. They sent me pens, they sent me heaps of shit. But just that little creative, like, that resonates so well with the whole, like, that is the epitome to the whole fucking scene.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
just so much
creative and
thought
fun.
went into that.
Yep. And that's
awesome.
that's what we did back in the day. We thought hard about what we wanted to put out there. Like, as you mentioned, like shirts, singlets. I mean, we even had like chicks underwear for a little while there. And
You had condoms, didn't you?
no, Nasjaf had.
Nasjab had the condoms.
And then I actually got really mad that they had condoms because I'm like, oh, that is the best idea ever.
It is.
Now we can't do it because we're going to be copycats. And,
Actually, let me write that down. Skunk bone condoms.
Yeah.
why don't you guys just do something different? Like, I don't know, like
You should
diaphragm.
get-
or some
No,
shit.
you know what you should do? You should get skunk bone blunt wraps.
There you
Dude.
go.
Zach looked into getting rolling papers.
Yeah.
Skunk bone rolling papers.
That is
We
mad.
would, but the pricing on them was just like we
Oh,
would have
it
had to
would've
order
been
like
stupid.
5,000
Yeah.
packs or something. It was
Yeah.
yeah.
But I would
Anyway,
have bought like
look,
You don't
10.
know 5,000 smokers?
Man, no one smokes anymore. It's fucking
It's
It's all
ridiculous.
vape. It's all vape. You just
It's
need,
all
All vapes and everything.
you
now,
need to go to
but
the potheads now. You want to roll a
let's,
joint?
Tell you what, this is awesome. We are going to have to get you back on to continue the saga of Tensions Arise,
Be
but
good.
we need to move on to our next segment.
Oh, this is a
Absolutely.
big one, man.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment, the Fuck Off Files.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Well, KAZZY, man, this is
Your time.
Your time,
This is
brother.
your time to have a bit of fun, right? So, what we need from you
Yeah.
is if you could just like fucking snap your fingers and Thanos like 3 things out of the fucking music industry at any level, at any part of the music industry, what would they be and why? What's your first thing that you would fuck off from the music industry?
Justin Bieber.
Okay, give us the.
We don't even need a reason. Justin Bieber.
I gotta say, sorry.
I do
was a pretty-
feel
was a-
sorry
was
for
a
him with
pretty
his.
good album. I'm a little bit of a fan.
Look,
I gotta say, I'm
didn't-
sorry
I
for
didn't-
his
I didn't mind
his
him
diagnosis, his recent diagnosis, and everything he's dealing with. Like, okay, fair cop.
I do like. I'm not gonna lie. I like Justin
having
Bieber.
a hard
I
go right
fucking
now.
like. I like Justin Bieber. I fucking like
But-
it.
Anyway,
I like
this
his
is Kazzy's
Uh,
segment to fuck off whatever he likes. So.
Justin Bieber's gone.
I would also fuck off Guns in America, because if that didn't happen, we'd still have John Lennon, we'd still have fucking Kurt
Ooh.
Cobain, we would still have Dimebag. So fuck that right off.
Okay.
I feel
Yep.
that. I feel that.
Yep,
Yeah.
I
like,
completely feel that for the music industry. Yep, that would have saved a lot of people in the music industry. Yep, fucking feel it.
all of the off fucking that can be. And I would also fuck off poker machines in pubs, because for a while there, bands got screwed over because
Promoters.
promoters
Yep.
they preferred.
Yep. It's more profitable and less less
Lee,
trouble to have.
I'm
poker-
gonna fucking say it, Lee, and you know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about, Lee. Lee was a fucking fee for it.
Yep.
Fuck it. See, I think I remember CJ being fucking fiend for it. I fucking know Glenn was a fucking fiend for it. We all know who were fucking fiends for it, and that was the one fucking big problem. Fuck. You know what? Have you been to the what's that? Oh, what's that one we used to play at? The Buzz used to book shows at. Fuck.
You're talking about Crowbar, Sydney. It used to be Ballface Stag.
Yes. No pokies. Zero fucking
Yeah.
poke. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the joint. Mm-hmm.
Since the Crowbar owners took over, they got rid of all the pokies and everything in there. It's all it's all banned now.
Zero pokies in the Crowbar in the old or whatever. Yeah,
Excellent.
it's such a nice pub.
That's good. But yeah, I think that look, the Bieber thing's obviously tongue in cheek, but
no.
yeah, I would definitely definitely fuck the gun situation off. And I know that's not music, but that's effective.
No.
Like,
the point you brought up related exactly to music. I'm fucking complete
Dude,
Lennon, Cobain, and Dimebag. If any of those could still be alive today, the things they could teach us would be fucking insurmountable.
Well, I mean, and you know what? Even with on that, like, it doesn't even have to be metal. Like you look at your Tupac, your Biggie. Like, imagine
100%.
what the world would be like with all these artists still here, without them being taken away because of that sort of shit.
Man, 100%. I've never even thought of that as a concept of a fuck off file. That is a really, like, I've got to say, that's a really good fucking good one.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's
on that thought concept, on that actual, like, not like obviously Americans are going to be Yanks are going to be Yanks and they're going to want to keep their guns, but the whole thought concept of keeping guns away to save our musicians, I like it. That's a good one, Kaz.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, you know, I don't know if you guys saw that. I think it was called. Yeah, was it called Yesterday? That movie where the guy is in like the bus, gets hit by a bus, and then he wakes up and like is in this alternate reality where the Beatles never existed.
Yep.
But
Correct.
he remembers them and writes all their songs. Like I remember watching that, and when he goes and meets like John Lennon, who's still alive in this universe, because he didn't join the Beatles, and so he never got famous and never got shot. I was just like, oh, okay. That moment was, I felt quite powerful in the movie.
100%.
Because I didn't even it didn't even twig to me that that's where he was going. Right? I thought, oh, he's going to meet like Paul McCartney or, you know. But then it was like, I was like, oh shit. Okay, yeah, of course.
He was like a normal dude.
Yep.
Yeah. He's just like a normal, quiet dude living out in the middle of fucking some seaside thing, like carves stuff out of wood or some shit, and I'm just like, and he's just seems like he's still very like genuine and deep and thoughtful, and you're just like, fuck, you know what? Yeah.
Whoever writes movies like that, I want what they're having.
Brilliant, right?
That's pretty good. That was really good. That was a really good one. But yeah, I mean, everyone who's watching, I know we kind of haven't had too many commenters today, but you know, if you think of anything that you'd like to fuck off from the music industry, throw it in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, throw it in the comments.
Yeah.
Send us an email, 2dudestalkmusic@gmail.com.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yep, like and subscribe. We're having so much fun. We forgot to say all of the shit that we need to say.
Yeah.
So,
dude,
time to move on to our final.
Been like this mad nostalgic moment having the three of us on. It's just been like I'm back in like the mid 2000s, going
man. Like,
Saturday's gonna be great.
We could keep this shit going for another like 4 hours.
We
if you
could,
wanted to, man. It's crazy,
could.
But we got to move on to our final segment. It's time to move on to the rant. And boy, do we have a fucking couple of good ones.
Where is it?
We might go for another
Rant
4 hours
time.
if you let me get going on these.
Well, I'm gonna let you.
Oh,
go start it.
Fucking Australian fucking Idol.
Yes.
It's literally any of those music shows are not allowed in my house.
Australian fucking Idol is making a comeback, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Did you see that contract?
Yeah, but is Mark holding with it?
I don't give a fuck,
Did you see that contract?
mate. The terms, it's
We
horrid.
If you are
horrid.
if you are a previous musician, we get all your past,
Yeah,
present,
they basically own
and
everything.
future
It's how
content.
These things work.
Everything.
It's how the contracts work.
Everything. Like they own your
they own
ass.
you.
They own your ass.
They own you completely. Like they give you fucking any like your back catalog, all your fucking songs there. But they don't even want you trying out if you're
They
older
want
than
your
28. By the way,
they want your face. They want fucking everything. We can't join Kaz. No,
you have
no
to
metal.
be between 15 and 28, and you have to sign all of your rights away on this shit basically. And you know, we all know how like anyone who's worked in music understands how these shows operate on a level that the layperson doesn't. And
fucking
what
disgusting.
these shows,
That is slavery
what these
shit.
shows want, it's basically indentured servitude.
Mm-hmm.
They get you on these fucking contracts because you've got to pay off your TV shit. And they you know what? Being it's because it's through the fucking TV and they want all the big shit. They give you, we'll get you all this extra support. We'll get you fucking songwriters to help you write the songs. They don't fucking, it's a
They're
new
not fucking good
impressionable
ones.
music industry. They don't tell you about how much credit songwriters are going to get for the fucking songs and how much of a split of the royalties they're going to take from you. What's this? We're going to hire all these fucking development people to develop your career. Yeah, but they have to get paid out of the money you're making. And so we have to reimburse that out of live shows and ticket sales and everything and CD sales and album streams. And when you're getting paid 0.001 cent per stream and we get 90% of that amount, it's going to take you fucking forever to pay it off and make any money out of it.
You sell merch. That's what you do.
You sell merch.
You sell merch, man. That's all you got. If you sell enough merch, you pay your bills.
And they take all your fucking money, and you're gonna end up performing on like Sunrise and the Today Show, and doing a tour of fucking Westfield shopping centers, and that's what you're fucking gonna do. That's all you're gonna do. Man, I got this. God, Sebastian. Look, the OGs, the first couple of people did well enough out of it.
Everyone that came second did better than the one that came first.
Because they were able to...
They didn't get signed off.
The first ones. Now, like, after those first few, how many of them... Like, who remembers any of them?
To be fair, Kelly Clarkson, I'm pretty sure, won the first American Idol.
Yes, she won, and again, so one of the first ones.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like that was when it was like true, like reality TV, in some sense of reality TV.
Yeah, but like the early ones, yeah, okay, there was perhaps a degree of legitimacy to them then. I mean, there was still a farce, but they're even more farcical now, and to even make out that they're any kind of talent competition is ridiculous. Like, I can guarantee you they will have their lineup of the people that they're going to have on for, like, once they go to the final stages where, like, people get to vote and stuff, they don't give a fuck who the public's voting for. They've already picked who they're going to put on contracts. They've already picked who they're going to get. And it doesn't matter if you come first or not. If you go through this program, if you go through these shows, the contract
someone is picking you up. Someone.
The contract that you end up on is as awful as... It doesn't matter if you're first or the first person voted out on that, right? If you get on a contract because of this fucking show, like, it's through them, and they will fucking take everything.
Yeah, okay? They fucking said it in the... They literally said it in the post. If you have any music, past, present, and anything you release in the future, if you sign on to this and you fucking win, we own your fucking ass. That's it. Anything you've released, we'll re-release it. We'll pay big money for it. But this is the thing. You know what the funny thing was? I saw an interview with T-Pain. Right? So T-Pain. You guys remember T-Pain? Yeah? Yeah? The OG. The fucking OG of fucking auto-tune. The OG. Right? You know what he does now? Twitch live streams.
Yep.
You want to know the fucking real deal? He makes more money now than what he makes more money now of his Twitch live streams than what he ever did in music. And you know why? Because in music, if you want a number one, you know how you get a number one? It costs you $200,000. And that was back then. And this is when he's talking about back then.
Yeah.
You got to pay $200,000. You got to buy your own CD. You know how Michael Jackson's Thriller got number one? Fucking bought his own CDs. He sent people out to buy his own fucking CDs. It's fact. It's fucking fact. That is
pretty good album, though.
It's a fucking great album. He knew it was so good that he sent people out to buy it. But no, I'm being dead serious. Like, it's like the whole fucking thing. Guy Sebastian, and this is a fact, won the first fucking Australian Idol because he's a Hillsong member, and they had fucking phones on auto dial that were fucking putting his numbers in. It's fucking fact.
Yeah.
It's fucking fact.
Yeah.
Yes, because I remember at the time, if you asked anyone leading up to that, everybody was like, it's got to be Shannon. It's got to be Shannon.
Dude, he kicked the shit out of him. But the best thing that could have happened to Shannon was that he came second.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's... Yeah. Look, if you're... if there happen to be any, young up-and-coming musicians, singers,
it's not realistic, bro,
that are watching this show, and I don't think that there is any, but if you happen to have stumbled across the fucking podcast and you've watched or listened this far, first of all, thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. But also, just please listen to my voice when I'm saying this to you, and please listen carefully.
Hold on.
For the love of all that
I'm
is
going to turn
unholy.
you up. I'm going to turn you up. I'm going to turn you up.
For the love of all that is unholy, do not go on Australian Idol, The Voice, any of these talent shows. It is not the path
It's not fucking good for you, bro.
to success that you think it is. Please, for the love of God, don't fucking do this.
When you have great minds like David Grohl that sit there and say that they could never ever win any of those talent shows because of the way that they focus the way they focus their algorithm into dude, he's one of the biggest selling rock artists in the world. He would not win Australian Idol.
Yep.
Mad props to Corey Taylor because he will not let any of his fucking songs be played on any of those shows. None. There are a lot of bands that actually say, no, you are not allowed to play my music. And mad credit to them.
To be fair, I think a lot of it is whatever music label is backing it, they try and get artists from get on that label because that gets money to their people. But anyway, so we're talking about, part of that bit we were just talking about, right? Move on to our other topic because I can't fucking talk about that anymore.
Okay.
Move on to our other topic. Part of what we mentioned before is like about songwriters, performers, they get other people in on this, right? Something that in the lead up to this fortnight's podcast, something that I learned about and I did a bit of reading into is basically performance royalties in Australia, which are fucked. So to give you some
explain this. I need to piss. Just explain it. I'm sorry.
All right. So basically, for those on the outside, royalties are a very complex network of stuff, basically, and I won't go into all the minutiae of it because I don't want to put you to sleep. But there's a few different categories of royalties, so that every time a song gets played, streamed or played on the radio or whatever, there's a certain amount of royalties that's supposed to go to different things. Some of it goes to the songwriter that wrote the song. Some of it goes to, the copyright holder, which a lot of the times is the songwriter as well, but isn't always. Some portion of it goes to the label, all of this shit. But a portion of it is supposed to go, in most cases, a portion of it is supposed to go to the performers on that recording. So that means the singers, the musicians, like whether they're studio musicians or members of the band, it doesn't matter. The performers on that recording are supposed to get a cut of the royalties. In most cases. In the UK, this is the case. In the US, most of Europe, Mexico, Brazil, Canada, Japan, all these huge markets, this is how they operate. And every country operates a little bit differently because they've all got their own royalty setups. But, there's like treaties between the countries that allow them to be paid according to each country's rules, right? But the short version is most of the major markets pay royalties to the people that performed on the song, be they band members or studio musicians, whatever. I found out Australia doesn't do this. So what that means is if I'm a studio musician and, Guy Sebastian is someone rings me up and goes, hey, we need a bass player to come in and play bass on, Guy Sebastian's album.
Or how about on the Taylor Swift show where he made $900,000 fucking dollars?
And for whatever reason, somehow...
Yeah, $900,000 he made for opening up for fucking Taylor.
Somehow my number gets into these people's hands, right? And they ring me up and they go, look, we know you're a shit cunt, but we want you to come and play bass for Guy Sebastian's album. So, all right, cool, no worries. I go in, I play bass for Guy Sebastian's album. They pay me however much they're going to fucking pay me, right? So let's say they pay me $500, whatever, to do this thing. I get paid my $500. I go on my way. Now, in Australia... That's it. That's all I get. All I get's that $500. Thank you. Goodbye. Off you go. If that album goes on to be a massive #1 hit in multiple countries and get, millions and millions of plays and make millions of dollars, I don't see any of that money.
Did you write it?
No, but I performed on it, and in most markets, the performers get a share of the royalties.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Now, so if I had gone to the UK and recorded it there, and then it would be I would get it. But because it was recorded in Australia, I don't.
So does
Now-
that work out to be a percentage rate? So would you?
Yeah,
So
it's a percentage.
Okay.
It's a percentage. Yeah.
So,
And it's
you
based on-
basically say like 3 or 4% off a royalty.
it's what it, yeah, I don't know what the exact percentage
Yeah,
breakdown is, but it's a percentage rate. So it means that every time it gets played, a percentage of the royalties generated from that play would go to me should go to me in those places. But if
It should.
recorded
It
in
fucking
Australia,
so it should.
if it's recorded in Australia, doesn't happen, right? Now this has caused a massive problem, right? Because what it means is that for a very long time, and because each country operates according to their local laws. So if a song is recorded in the UK and gets played over here, because we don't pay performer royalties, we don't send any performer royalties to the UK's Performing Rights Association to distribute to the performers. But because the UK does pay them for a very long time, if an Australian song was played over there, they would send the royalties over here to get distributed to the performers. But they've stopped doing that now because we don't pay performance royalties to them. So they've gone, well, okay, we're not going to pay performance royalties to you then.
So how much music does that mean we'd actually miss out on?
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean we miss out on it, but what it means is that it's causing a term that's very common in business is brain drain.
Ooh.
So what that means is if you have a company that you might have a company that's at, like, let's say Apple, right? Let's say you got Apple that's at the forefront of tech. Let's say Apple starts to implement a whole bunch of really policies that just they piss off all the workers and all the engineers and people that are designing all their shit, right? Those people will then quit their jobs and go to other companies. So a lot of the brain power at the company is going. It's brain drain, right? This issue, this performance royalties issue, is causing a massive drain on the Australian music industry. Okay, we have got amazing performers, incredibly talented musicians and singers that refuse to stay here because it's hard enough to be successful as a musician performer here
with 24 million population,
and it just another one amongst the massive number of reasons. People are just fed up with it, so they're once they can afford to, they're moving to the UK or the US where they can just do this work and they can get paid this stuff. If you're a session musician in overseas, like in the US or the UK, if you play on a few very successful songs a year, that's enough to live off. Because you get your upfront fee and you're getting your fucking performance royalties from all of these songs that you performed on that are huge. But if you're doing that in Australia, you're not getting that. You're just getting shafted.
So that makes so much... Dude, So when Exist Within recorded, we recorded with 3-4 Studios.
Mm-hmm.
That's Antonio Hanna. He was the former drummer for Dawn Heist for a bit, and he did some of their great engineer, great producer. It explains why he's moved his whole business over to the UK.
Yeah. If he's a really talented drummer, it wouldn't surprise me if he's doing studio work over there.
He is. He is. And just
the amount of work.
Like the amount of money he'd be able to make from production value, just putting his name on their thing, going, okay, producer. If you're going to get, like, he got flat rate off us when he produced our stuff. But if you put your name as a producer on the album, and then you're getting royalties on top of that, whether it be 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever the percentage is, 0.5%, it seems like it goes a bit beyond the musician part, and it can go to the producer part and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, so it definitely, stuff like that is a massive reason, and it's costing the Australian music industry very, very talented people. So now look, the light at the end of the tunnel on this is there's all free trade agreement discussions, always kind of come up and then fade away and come up and then fade away. But there's free trade agreement discussions going on at the moment between Australia and the UK. There's a lot of hope that this is going to act as, an impetus for change on this issue. That hopefully Australia is going to come in line with the rest of the world in terms of how the music industry pays royalties, and that these people are going to get paid what they deserve. Because
understandably, doesn't it work out better? Well, doesn't it work out better for the musician?
Yeah,
well,
that's the point.
No, in the sense that, okay, say you're a band,
right?
You've done all the work, you've written all the music. You just need one person to come in and do something quickly for a couple of tracks. Think about it on the broader spectrum.
Mm.
You're a 4-piece. You need a fifth. You're a 4-piece. You need a fifth. You need a fifth. Second guitarist, right? 3 tracks. You've done all the work. You've written all the second guitar track. I'm going to think about it this from completely outside the box.
Yeah.
You're a 4-piece. Your guitarist has written 2 guitar parts. You're one guitarist in your immediate band. Think of it like a Green Day perspective. Your one guitarist has written 2 guitar parts. The other guitarist has literally had to do nothing except for either A, come around and play for a live show, or B, sit there and record the part for you because he's maybe a little bit of a better guitarist. Does he then deserve the royalties for the track forever? Because he's coming for 3 tracks. But think about, even though you've written all the stuff.
Because the recording is what it is because of their contribution. Okay,
that's fair. What percentage would you put on that?
I'm not here to say what the percentage is.
Because as someone that records people,
it's different in every country though. It's different in every country, and what the percentage is there just needs to be something, in my view.
Yeah,
there needs to be something, because the fact that this is driving Australian talent overseas and depriving the market here and depriving the industry here of these people. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
they've taken the whole movie approach of it, where you're not going to give me a flat rate for me doing my part on percentage of the ticket sales.
Sort of, yeah.
It's a very good business model.
Basically, why should a session musician get paid $500 and if a song gets, goes viral, gets billions of plays, makes hundreds of millions of dollars, why should they not be entitled to a part of that?
Yeah, all you get is a thank you on the non-existent album that comes out now.
Their performance is part of what makes that song what it is.
Yeah,
I'm not saying So that's it. Again, we got to cut me off at some point, otherwise I just keep talking.
No, I completely agree.
Anyway, look, we're getting a bit long, and
we are long in the tooth, man.
Kazzy's got work early in the morning, so let's wrap this shit up like a burrito.
Dude, you're looking fantastic.
Oh, you
are, man. You are.
It's good to see you happy too, dude. It really is.
Yeah, man. Whatever you're doing, keep it going. You're hammering, dude. And
thank you.
Let's hope we can have it. Let's hope we can. You know what?
48 hours. 48 hours. I'm gonna see both you. Be seeing both you motherfuckers in person.
Whether I see you at yours or the pub. Hopefully it's a pub. I really hope it's a pub. I just want one liter. I just want a liter. I just want a liter of beer.
Right. So just real quick. Kyle, what do you got coming up?
I am going to be having a very quick interview with maybe a rum runner or 2.
Oh,
that's going to be very, very, very interesting. And I have actually part 2 of the psychedelics chat with a whole bunch of people. So if you really want to find, dude, that went for 3 hours, and I have a feeling it got real good. But we're gonna go another 3. I have another funny feeling. But other than that, trying to convince you to listen to the new Drake album for the review,
Mate, we got to review shit that's like the last few weeks, okay? We can't be reviewing shit that came out months ago.
It came out last month.
So, you know what? We get something recent. We need something more recent.
The other Drake album. No, that's cool. That's cool.
And something that's not the Drake album.
I know. We're
Oh,
gonna have to bite that bullet soon. We're gonna have to bite.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to.
Fuck's
We're gonna have to chew on that foreskin. It's gonna suck.
All right. What about you, Kazzy? Is there any chance of? Well, look. Let's get talking and see if we can tee up any sort of reunion happening.
We got
Yeah,
it.
let's have a chat about it.
Let's have a chat about that.
Let's do it. Let's get. Do you reckon we can get the Nymphos back together?
Oh,
One show. Let's do Crowbar.
Talk about it.
I reckon we
Crowbar Sydney with tensions and acid nymph. Oh,
Crowbar, Tensions, Acid Nymph, Exist Within. I reckon we can fly out and down. Exist Within, Nouveau. We kick it old school. Hire out the whole place. But I'll put a fucking... You know what I say we do? I say we all chuck in and fucking put a bar table on for everyone just to get cunts through the fucking door. I'll throw 100.
Mate,
I'll throw a cool 100 in.
the rate some of our mates drink. I don't think we'd be able to afford that.
No, but if you say the first 2 pints are free, I'm there. Even just give them 2 pints. They serve pints there. If you go to the Crowbar, no pokies,
mate. I don't want to have to sell my house for this fucking gig. Okay, like let's.
It's a hundo. It's a hundo.
Ah.
But we sell
All
the
right.
tickets at like $50 a piece and grab all our old shitty merch and sell it with fucking mothballs in it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. Frank's gonna donate to it. That'll be awesome.
Man,
All right. Frank's a legend. Come and hang out every fucking time.
Thanks, Frank.
you an OG,
Before we sign
man.
off-
You a fucking OG, Frank.
Before we sign off, look, I just, as always, I just want to say, we talked a little bit today about mental health and how much it can mean to just even show a small gesture of support for somebody. Just
be
you know,
excellent
if
to
you- if you
everyone.
know- yeah, like if you got, think about how you feel if one of your friends is really struggling with things and what you want to do to support them. Do that for yourself as
Yeah,
well.
man.
You've got to treat yourself
Self-care.
that way and make sure you support yourself and just be kind to yourself because, the world's been a bit shit over the last couple of years and, you deserve to be, you deserve it. You deserve to be kind to yourself. So, like, share, subscribe, be kind to yourself. Don't be cunts to other people. Kazzy, thank you again so much. We'll have to get you on
All
again
good, guys.
soon.
No worries. Thank you.
Ooh, dudes. We'll see you in a fortnight. Come check us out. Go check out Raf. Go see B-Buddy. Love yous all. Kaz. Take it easy, everyone. We'll
And I'll
see
see you
you
guys
in
in
a
a
fortnight.